All right. Welcome to Walk into Training session for the day. Today we will be continuing our earlier discussion that we have been having on adding hotspots to walk into. And today we are continuing on what we discussed yesterday. Yesterday we spoke in detail about how to add um, icon hotspots, and how to attach different behavior to that icon hotspot. Today we are going to discuss a variation of that hotspot. One is scene link. Another way is to represent a hotspot is by labeling it, by putting a text against that. So these two aspects and its respective behavior and configuration options. This is going to be the focus of today's discussion. All right. So just to recap what I just said, yesterday we spoke about hotspots in the plain, simple way. You put an icon, you click on it, there is a behavior. There are more options that are available for that hotspot, such as scene link, where you can transport user from one pano to another pano. That's possible. And another one is to make a hotspot look like a label with an attach text onto it. So these are very useful in certain scenarios. So I will demonstrate it, and I will take you through the respective settings for it. Okay. Thank you for joining me today. Okay. All right. So we are in our yesterday where we left off. To add a, let's start with by adding a scene link. I'll just show what the scene link is, so it's much easier that way. Here you can see that I have a few scenes that are shortlisted, and it's available for me here. So I think we used in one of our previous demos for some purpose. So I go to the toolcard selection and I pick a focus scene link. Here what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach to the deck the scene link. So the scene link is a link to a scene. So whatever we have shortlisted so far using the shortlist tool, Panorama shortlist tool here will be available for picking. And these not so intuitive arrows are the ones which will take you through different scenes that are shortlisted. So you can see that here I have, as I'm clicking these arrows, the scene is seen on this short carousel is changing. It's a full-fledged street view. This is like in pan, zoom, everything that you want to do, you can do. When you are comfortable with the scene that you want to connect, you click on this green button, it'll connect. Uh, this is the simplest way of doing it. Okay. So now we have a scene link attached. If you take a look at its preview, there's a certain behavior that is attached with that. I'm going to take a look at the preview. It's pretty nice. I mean, it is just another navigation. So I have the scene link that I just added. You just come here, and I click on it. It takes me to the scene that I had linked. It's very intuitive and standard. I mean, since it is a focus hotspot. It just stays put on this place, and it shows a small thumbnail of the scene that we are linking into. This works very well for custom panos also. We haven't covered custom pano yet, so let's not worry about it at this point. So I'm back in the editor, and to show a little more tricks, bit more tricks on this. So here I brought it back in the edit mode. How I did that is I clicked on the hotspot. I brought back the circle edit icon right in the middle, and I click on the editor. This is all standard behavior. This is the icon for the hotspot, and hence here I can switch the panorama if I want to something else. So this makes sense. All right, and save, and you can see that the small thumbnail has come up there, and it has just changed. So editing is very easy and straightforward. Click on the appropriate tool and just edit it. Similarly, you can adjust the size. So if you want it to be really large, you can do that. So you can see that the dimension has changed. So it's a bigger link right now. And if this makes sense for you in your tool, you can either attach a name to it or not attach a name to it or make it bigger. So whichever way it works for you, you can do that. Right? It works exactly the same way. It takes you to the panel that you have linked in. So this actually happened to be a custom panorama that is hosted out by one user. I was testing it for some reasons. Okay, great. So that is Scene Link. So Scene Link is very intuitive standard navigation. So just by this makes a lot of sense in to create a tour in a very visual navigation method. So apart from the standard menu navigation and the thumbnail mode that you can use, you can also use this Scene Link navigation, Scene Link Focus Hotspots as a navigation option. Okay, where it is appropriate, and there are not a lot of specific settings for it. It is uh, some of them are actually redundant. Toolcard draggable doesn't matter here. It is not a toolcard, so don't worry about it. There's not much of more settings than what I have just discussed. The copy paste works, so you can just copy it, move to the next panel, and click paste. Paste will give me an option to attach it where I want to. Attached it, done, close it. So it's a very shortcut way of attaching hotspot to different locations. So I have a pasted copy of two identical ones that are on two different panels, here and here. Okay, so this, if we go back here, go back to the tool, this scene link is on my panel one. When I go to the next panel, that scene link is there. These two are linked because it will take me to the exact same place, and it behaves the exactly the same way. It jumps up and down and stuff like that. But it is copy of the same card. So if I'm changing it, I get an option to change both of them together. All right. So now coming to the next behavior of the tool card of the focus hotspot. Here, for example, you can make the hotspot look like a label. So to do that, how I get to it, I need to get to this particular uh, screen. How I got there is I clicked on the focus hotspot. After I made a hotspot, I can change it. I clicked on the center, the blue center icon, and here I pick A. So when I pick A, I have an option to change it, and I can so this label text, the font I can change if I want to. Uh, No, I'm just going to make it only for this. So you can see that it is changed and it is looking like a nice board. It's the label on top. So now we can change the color of that. So depending upon the screen that we are looking at, say I want it to come in black, I could do just like that and click save. You can see that now it is coming as a hotspot, but with a label. So let me make it a little bit more real here. So I'm going to add a label toolcard uh, to this can be picked by anything, and I'm just going to use with a scene link. I'm do it here. I don't want to do anything like it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go here, change it to label, and I'm going to call it title. And here obviously want that sky background. I won't be able to see my text, so I'm just going to change it to a dark blue shade. Okay, this should be, hopefully this should be visible, and click save. And you can see that here I have a label on top of Eiffel. It stays put irrespective of where I move. So this is a very nice way to label the tools, and it all behaves exactly the same way since it was a hotspot. Focus hotspots, I could attach. This is just a behavior, so it could be an icon, or it could be a scene link. So here, say I want to attach a different scene, I could do it. So let's do that. Let's what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick an Eiffel better view of the Eiffel Tower. So to do that, I just this seems to be a very nasty view. I'm not going to do that. Let me pick another one. See, this is one place where there is the hundreds and hundreds of photospheres are there. Okay, all right. So I will just use this. Now heading back to our home panel. To get to the home panel, when you're an editor, what you do is you just click on the title. That will take you back to your initial panel. And this one I'm going to change. This is a scene link, which is looking like a label, and I'm going to make it this. Okay, done. So now this is Eiffel, and if I go to my preview mode, comes up nicely, and if it click should take me to this panel. So it is a scene link, but it is looking like a label text. Now a scene link can be the default view with like the balloon with the image in that. That's a default view, but you can very easily change it to an icon or a label, the way you want it to be. Okay, this behavior. So the way we have structured it is the behavior, whether it need to open up a tour card, whether it need to open up a website, or whether it need to link to a particular scene. So this is the behavior part, and the other part is the way in which that hotspot looks. So which is completely detached from the behavior. So a scene link can be an icon, a focus hotspot which is connected to a tour card can be a label. So much flexibility is there, and you can pick whatever you want. Most of the other tools does not have all these flexible designs, so you don't so just don't constrain yourself to what you see elsewhere. So this is way more flexible for you than most of the systems out there can do. Okay, all right. So I think that that pretty much covers what I wanted to discuss today. So we have a nice way to create an alternate navigation using scene links. We have a nice way to create labels for different parts of the tool to give users a nice visual tool. Okay, let me take a look at the Q&A section. So Q&A is exactly the same. So any questions that you have from this session or any session before this, please feel free to ask on the Q&A panel. Q&A panel you can pull down from your right top grids and just type in the question. Yesterday, I think Rob Johnson had a question, but unfortunately, I just got dropped off. In case you are here, please, whatever you wanted to ask yesterday, please ask. I would love to answer that. I will drop you an email otherwise. You pick the scene link just using the tool card, then click OK. It gives you the standard crosshair. You click where you want to pick, then you get the nice shortlist carousel that you picked earlier. Go to the scene that you want, line it up the way you want, put a label if you need, and click OK. And there you have go. You have a nice hotspot with a nice animated behavior as a small thumbnail and a label. Similarly, to create a label hotspot, what you do is you pick depending upon what. Sorry, I didn't want to go there. Okay, I say I want to have a label that is attached to a tool card. I make a tool card, focus hotspot, select template, just pick one, go and say attaching it to this bridge. Did. Done. I'm not going to be changing much of the toolkit. We have covered it in detail already. So now I want to change the behavior of it to a label. I click in the middle. I bring up the more settings option. I could change the icon if I want. I'm not going to make an icon here. I'm going for the label. So I pick the label. I'm just going to name it on the bridge. Click OK. So it has come up in white. White is not the best color always. Sometimes it is the best color. Sometimes it is not. So I'm just going to change the color in this case if I want to, just because I could. Um some dark red, fluorescent blue, some funky colors, some green. Yes, let's go for it. And I could adjust the transparency if I need to. Uh, Color this way. You click OK, and this is one of the. So this proves that I just don't know anything about colors. This looks awful. Uh, Maria had a bit of difficulty in following through. So basically, in this section, I think like were you asking more in detail about the different tour card types? So those are templates. So I think templates are just going to be helping to structure the tour cards appropriately. Tour cards. Tour cards that are attached to a template is one whole type. So you can think of it as a one symbol box. The other types are, so let me show it here. So the other types are the YouTube type. So when I say hotspots attached to template, so these are the different templates. And so far what we have discussed is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We have not discussed these two. Audio card we'll be taking up in the place where we'll be talking about the ambient sound and the audio card. That's going to be a cool session. Okay, so now here the other different types of tool cards are focus tool card, which comes up an info panel that comes up when somebody clicks on an icon. Viewport card that comes up when somebody looks at a particular scene, a particular angle of the scenes, and 360 scene card. So this shows up on a scene wherever you look. So these are the different types of tour cards that we have here. And scene link is a special type of hotspot that connects, that creates a navigation between different scenes, different panoramas. And to do that, we have gone in detail about how to create it. Basically, you just use the shortlist carousel tool to pick the right scene and then just attach it to a thumbnail. So that's it. The logo card, we have not again discussed it yet, but the logo card is to create a logo. You can have the logo card just shows up everywhere at the same place on your tool in whichever panel you are in. Um, the YouTube card is it's again a hotspot. It's a hotspot connected card. So when you attach a YouTube URL to it, and it just opens up in a nice responsive way. The best thing to do is if there are any feature that you have not tried it, just after this session or and after every session, just try it out. Just try it out on your account, and that will give you a very clear idea about whether I was able to convey the meaning of the feature and give you a good guidance on how to use it. If and that'll and then you can come back either over an email or as part of the next session you can ask me a question which will help me clarify it better for you. This is a long we are conducting this every day for the next few one more week or so. So we have time. So anything that is not so clear, we have time to cover that. And I would love to go over the things that we have already discussed also. All right, Maria. So this was an explanation for Maria. Okay. Maria had a question about the copyright, yeah, about using the content from Street View API. Uh, the any content that is published on Street View is available for use without any copyright infringement. So it is as simple as that. Because we are using Street View Maps API, Maps API allows fetching and using of every single Street View. It's more than 2 trillion of panorama that is available in the database, including Street View, scene sites, and different photospheres that got uploaded. It is all licensed by Google for use by anybody who wants to use over Maps API. And since Walk-into uses Maps API, you can use that without any copyright infringement. All right. So if there are no more questions, then we can wrap it a little bit early. Uh, Actually, today is a holiday here, so that's uh, and so I'm alone in the office today. All right. You all have a good day and do try out the stuff that we discussed. Scene links and this label hotspots is really awesome. You can play around it with a bit and use the shortlist carousel tool. That will give you a very good idea. Shortlist carousel is used everywhere. Like when we want to use hotspots, when we want to use scene links, when we want to use floor points, when we will get to the floor plan management, you will see that it is used. Navigation, the shortlist carousel is used, so it's all great. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining me today. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.